Hello YouTube, it's Logan here of Team K-Flash, bringing you another deck profile, and the deck profile we are doing today is for my new main deck, Sacred Dogmatika, which is just the engine of Sacred Beast and Dogmatika. This deck's really evolved around just controlling your opponent and holding them back and using your Hamon and your Throw Release to basically do all the damage and kill them off. And then you're just using your Maximus and your Seller, the hammer one, just to gain advantage with the Titan Clad. I do use Elbez, so I do fusion when the time arises. But besides that, this deck's really fun. There's one card I'm missing, which is Schism, and there are filler cards you can put in here. I just want to show you guys what I have as it is so far, which has been doing very well for me. I've been testing against Megalith and Solomon Great so far, and it's been doing pretty well. So let's go into the deck profile. I play with 2 Hamon, just because he's legitimately like the best Sacred Beast out of them all, because of Cerulean Skyfire, and we'll get to reasons why Cerulean Skyfire is really broken. So when this guy attacks, kills a monster, your opponent will take an additional 1000 damage because he killed a monster, and if he's in defense, your opponent can only select them as an attack target. So if you bring out 2 of these and you got them all both to D, they can't attack you because they're both in defense, and you have to attack this copy or that copy, and since they're both in defense, it locks them out. So only 2. I might bump this to a 3rd, but at the moment I like 2 because I'm not bricking. The next card is 3 Beckoning Beasts. This is a 1-card combo. This starts up the whole Sacred Beast engine that I've got in here. It's a very small engine. I'm running like not the ratios that you would within the main deck, obviously, but the ratios that I feel comfortable with. So Beckoning Beast adds anyone that has the big 3 in the text or as their name, and when he's on the field, he gives an additional summon. So when your opponent summons this guy or you summon this guy, if you accidentally link him away, you don't get the additional normal summon. So keep that in mind. So make sure you use your additional before you get rid of Beckoning Beast. I played 2 Chaos Summoning Beasts. The reason behind this is because, yet again, I'm just reducing the engine enough so I can play it with Dogmatika, so it doesn't ruin what the base is actually trying to do. It still does what it does: Hamon, negates, and draw power, and they can't be destroyed, yada yada. So what Chaos Summoning Beast does is you tribute him to special one of the big 3, but in this case we're only going to be specialing Hamon. And when he's in the graveyard, you can banish him to add 1 Fallen Paradise, which is really good. Fallen Paradise is one of the broken field spells in the game, in my personal opinion, because it makes sure big boys not being able to be destroyed by card effects. And the last card is I run 1 Dark Summoning Beast, because at the moment, if 1 is actually doing amazing. It's actually amazing. So when he is tributed, you can special one of the big 3 from the hand off deck, and when he's in the graveyard, you banish him to add 1 from the deck to the hand. Really good card. Easy to bring out 1 if you draw a Hamon plus this, it's usually game. It's not usually game. It's just like I can establish a good boredom plus whatever 3 cards you have. The next card is Darkest Diabolos, because all these guys do tribute, and they're all dark. So it's a 3/3k, can't be kaiju'd, and he can tribute off darks to make your opponent just put a card to the top or the bottom of the deck. And every time you can just link them off, use them as cost for cards on the field if you have cards that use up monsters on the field, and then distribute off into dark again, bring them back. Very good. So now for the Dogmatika engine, I've played 3 Ecclesia. This is just because she's the main card. She's the main Dogmatika. So she can't be destroyed by monsters that come from the extra deck. And when you control one, you can special summon, if you control a monster that's been summoned from the extra deck, you can special summon her. When she's normal or special, you can add a Dogmatika card from the deck to the hand. But you are locked out of your extra deck for the rest of the turn. The next one, I play 2 Flaudurus, the Knight, can't say the name. During the main phase, if a monster was special from the extra deck, you can special him, and it's a non-targeting negate. And whenever a Dogmatika card declares an attack, you can have this card make them all gain 500 attack. Really, really good. The effects are all once per. You can only use them once. So, keyword use. So if he negates it, you can't use another one to attempt to use. I play with 1 Maximus because Maximus is actually not as good. Because people in our hobby leagues, we play true Dracos there, and the guy that I played Megaliths, who was testing this with, he runs a non-extra deck Megalith build, so he's not actually that great. I just use him for a name, and just to get the free special to make different plays. Besides from that, he's okay. He's a pretty good monster if I'm just trying to push for more damage, because it's a free summon basically. But I wouldn't change anymore. 1's just as good. 1's just enough for me. And 1 Fallen Albus. So when he's normal summoned or special summoned, except during the damage step, you can discard a card and fusion summon 1 fusion monster from the extra deck using monsters on either player's field. So he's like a super poly that can be negated. And you can use it once per turn. So it's only on summon or on special summon. Keep that in mind. And now for the hand traps, I play 3 Ash Blossom. Because from what I can see in what's topping and what's doing well, Megaliths always add. It's just depending on which one you're hitting at. Emancipators add. All the decks basically add. So this card's always going to be useful. It's been useful for ages. I would always keep it at 3 because I really like Ash. And then the last 2 monsters are 2 Raiden, just to get over problematic cards. For example, this deck has a hard time getting over Avramax. Like, my only out is legit just these 2 and the Fallen Albus. Or unless I actually tribute for my Hamon, then that's an out. But yeah, these are the only outs for monsters. And now for the spells, I'll play 3 Opening of the Spirit Gate, another card to start your combos with. This adds any card with any of the big 3 and the text or on the name to the hand. And once per turn you can discard a card to special summon a monster that's a fiend monster with 0 attack and 0 defense to the field. And if I control level 10 monster, I can add a continuous spell from the graveyard and add it to my hand. And you can only activate it one of these once per turn. And its first effects on activation. The second spell card I play 2 of is Cerulean Skyfire. Now, I actually like this card now. Like, I dropped Sacred Beast for a little bit, just a little bit. But then I was watching a video, and then I went to the Judges Lounge just to confirm. And they all said that this card can negate Super Poly because it doesn't activate, it just happens. Because the card states that you can negate a spell and trap card activated by your opponent, then you change the Hamon to defense. So it doesn't actually activate, it just happens. So they'll go Super Poly, you just go, okay, I'll negate with Skyfire. And then that's it. Super Poly's done. Bye-bye. And your Hamon's on defense. So that's regardless. Mostly in some situations, I found when it does happen, you really do want your Hamon on defense. It doesn't matter because 4K is hard to get over for most decks. For the next spell, I'll play 2 Fallen Paradise because this card is draw power. When you control a Hamon, he cannot be destroyed by card effects, and if you do control one of them, you get to draw 2 cards every turn. Pretty good. I like it. Draw power for days. The next 3 cards, I'm playing 3 Nadir Servant. So you send a monster from the extra deck to the grave, and then you add a Dogmatika from the deck or the graveyard to the hand, whose attacks are less than the monster that you sent. But it does lock you out of the extra deck. So when you activate it, make sure you activate it after you do your bits, because it says you cannot, after this effect, for the rest of the turn, after this effect resolves, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. So make sure you do stuff beforehand, just to clarify. Next card, I play 2 Call by Grave, because this is kind of a combo deck, I guess. More like a combo semi-control. So 2's enough, because when I do see it, it's useful. When I don't see it, it's alright. Don't really need it, because I can still play. Next 3s I'm playing of is Cosmic Cyclone. Because what I've been doing with this Cosmic Cyclone is, when I play against the Megaliths, I usually hit the Incantation spell card. And it actually does wonders, because you don't really want them to plus off it. So yeah, because what I've been seeing with like the builds recently, they don't really set cards face down unless it's like the uniformed Megalith, and they're not really going to set the Incantation ritual card because it's a free plus for them. So when they activate it, I usually just go Cosmic Cyclone it, so you banish it, and therefore they can't get its effect to plus off it to return it. And then there's the one-offs, 1-for-1 and Upstart. I play 1-for-1 just due to the fact if I've got a Dark Summoning Beast, I'll discard the Dark Summoning Beast, special Chaos Beckoning Chaos Summoning Beast, and then do my plays on from there, because Dark Summoning will go banished. And then you can tribute off the monster the Chaos Summoning to special summon him on, then banish to activate your Fallen Paradise, and then it's basically game. Well, I keep saying game, but realistically it isn't, because you still got to wait a couple of turns. And Upstart Goblin, because it is a 40 card deck, and this card will probably be changed out for the Schism, because I still haven't received my Schism yet. But yep, these have all been working wonders, all works perfectly. And then there's the last for trap cards. I play with Awakening of the Sacred Beasts and Dogmatika Punishment. Now, this card is pretty clutch, because you can get out 2 Hamons and get second effect off, but its first effect just suffices for your sustain in the long run. Dogmatika Punishment is a really good card to get rid of problematic cards on the board that like pop off during your turn, or you don't want to pop off later. It also has a condition where if you do activate this card, you are going to be locked out of your extra deck until the next turn. So when you, until the end of your next turn, so you're locked out of it, say that you're going to be locked out of your extra deck for 2 turns at least, roughly. If you activate your opponent's turn until the end of your next turn, your turn coming up, you can't touch your extra deck. Your extra deck's useless. You can't go into it. So that's it for the main deck. Now we're going to go into the extra deck, which is just 1 Barricade Blocker just to add back the Cerulean Skyfires and the Gates. And then we've got 1 Solomon Great Almirage just to get that extra deck monster on the field really easily with the engine of the Sacred Beasts. For the fusions, I play 2 Titan Clad, because you got to play it, so it's a free searcher. And I use it because I do run Albez also, remember. So I can use it to fusion summon to make it gain attack points. I play Al Capone and Winder because remember I am getting Schism, so I will be using this. And I play with Pegasus. And the other cards I recommend you playing, since this is quite a prominent archetype, Dogmatika. When they use Monk, I think that's his name, Monk. 1 second, I'll just grab him out. Maximus. I keep calling him Monk. Anyways, when they use this effect on you to make you ditch 2, I recommend you sending like Omega if they probably banish some of your good cards. If they don't, send Pegasus and a Natus or a Titan Clad to free search, whatever. If you guys did not know, That's like recommendations just from me. But besides from that, yeah, the deck's really, really good. And I really enjoy it. I guess I'll do a combo hand and see how it goes. So I'll just shuffle this deck up, 7-pile shuffle it up and get it ready. So you guys can see the ugly legs of my stand. That's fine. Okay. So okay, and we'll draw a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is actually a pretty good hand. It's not like good because I have nothing to like save me from any disruption. But we'll play this as if we could just play. So we'll start with activating gates for effect. Where is he? Normal summon for effect to add. Now we're going to use the additional normal, because otherwise if I use this guy now, he will not be able to give me a normal. So now I'll link off into Salamangreat Almirage. And then I'll discard to special, then tribute for effect to special summon him on. And then while we're at it, we might as well activate the second effect of Sacred Beast to add one. We'll be going back into it. Effect of Chaos Summoning Beast, tributing him off to special. Now we're going to activate Chaos Summoning Beast effect to add Fallen Paradise. Whoops. Now at this point you can activate Cerulean Skyfire. And then activate Fallen Paradise. And yes, I do realize I did misplay. So we'll just say that I didn't forget. But so on the special of him, we special him because it was a tribute summon. Then we activate Nezdir's Servant. So we have 2 forms of destruction. Ooh, jeez. Almost dropped you guys there. So we have 2 forms of disruption right now. So we're going Nezdir's Servant. If we want another one, we can send this, or we can just do this. Send this guy to add her. Special Ecclesia to add punishment. Now, so what we get with off this pool of Fallen Paradise is just basically like just a bit of extra protection for next turn or right now. So Fallen Paradise effect. Draw 1, draw 2. Ash Blossom, that's perfect. So we'll set this. So yeah, we'll set this, and then end phase Titan Clad effect. And there you are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if we want to, 6 to tribute off. 6 forms of disruption. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. If you guys have any comments or things that I did that's a bit fishy, tell me, because I want to know. Because I'm still trying to learn this deck. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video and stay tuned for more. Have a good day.